Hey y'all, welcome back to For the Love of You YouTube channel. If you are just tuning in for the first time to our channel, we created this YouTube video for mothers who have daughters between the ages of 7 and 15. And so last week we talked about when your daughter has a boyfriend and how to handle it. Some five key items to keep in mind when your daughter decides she wants to have a boyfriend, or she out here liking boys. So if you haven't checked out that video, I'll place a link for you to go ahead and check it out later after this video. You can go check out that video about boyfriends. But today we're going to be talking about bullying. Cece thought it was a good idea to talk about bullying because it's not something that just girls experience. It's something that kids experience all together. Girls, boys, in various different ages. And since it's something that is so common nowadays and it leads to situations that are detrimental to our kids, it affects them and it impacts them greatly. And so she thought it was important to talk about bullying. So come on and let's talk about it. It's not something that is comfortable. I feel like kids aren't comfortable talking about being bullied because it's embarrassing. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to open the topic and we hope that we get some people to talk to us about it. So let's get into it. All right, so today we're going to be talking about just really 3 key items about bullying. The first thing we want to talk about, the different types of bullying that kids experience. And Cece, what are some of those?
Cyberbullying, I guess physical bullying, that's what I would call it, and then verbal bullying, it's basically just verbal abuse.
Okay.
Another word for that.
So, what are some examples of cyberbullying?
Cyberbullying is bullying online, mainly on social media, and I guess the worst thing about it is not just the person who is being bullied. I call them the victim, even though that doesn't really sound so nice.
Yeah.
And it's not just that one person who sees it, everyone sees it, which makes it like, oh, and it spreads through schools and other communities faster than any other type of bullying.
Right. And what about verbal bullying? What are some examples?
Verbal bullying is like verbal abuse, like you're ugly, you're fat, or it's like body shaming mainly. It's like you're ugly or there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. And what about physical?
Physical is really just beating them up, abuse.
Yeah, pushing, tripping,
I've been tripping,
pinching,
pulling hair, snatching weave.
Snatching weaves. I hope they're not snatching weaves.
That's so terrible.
That would be terrible. Although I've seen some wig snatching back in my day, mainly in high school, but we're not gonna talk about that. So those are the main types of bullying that happens on a day-to-day basis. Second point I would say is creating an open and safe environment for kids to feel safe about talking about bullying. I feel like a lot of the spaces that are available for kids is not really open and it's not really safe, especially because everything is so digital. So you have text messaging, you have social media, so it's not really personal. Whereas back in the day, we didn't really have cell phones. We went over our friends' houses. So if we were like experiencing something or people were making us feel bad, we had our peers that we can kind of talk to. But everything is so like through text messages. I feel like it's not personal. So I think it's a little bit harder for kids to feel comfortable telling someone that they're being bullied or that they feel bad about themselves, because they don't know or know if they can trust their so-called friends, that if they say like, hey, I feel bad about myself, or I don't like the way that I look, or I think that I'm fat in a text message, and no one's gonna put it out on social media. They don't know what is going to happen with that text message. That text message can be taken and spread to a bunch of different people through a text message put on social media, and then it spreads like wildfire. So there just aren't many safe platforms for kids to be able to express when they feel bad about themselves, or if somebody is bullying them. Bullying is embarrassing. It is. It's embarrassing. I remember in the 6th grade, I was terrified to go to middle school because the zones changed, and so I had one more year of elementary school. And I had been with my peers for 7 years, kindergarten all the way to, it would have been 7 years. But I ended up getting pushed into a middle school a year early. And so I was not mentally prepared for that. So I'm terrified to go to middle school. And I get to middle school, I'm already short and small. So I get to middle school and it's these big kids, and like all the kids in the 6th grade were like bigger than me. And I remember it was this girl, she bullied me. She would talk about me. She would push me. Like, I was quiet. I was super shy. So I didn't talk to many people. I had a couple friends when I first started middle school. And a lot of those kids, they knew each other because they went to elementary school together. And so I was the new kid and I didn't have any friends. And so this girl, when I tell you she was bigger than me, she was bigger than me. She was way taller than me. She was husky, like she was big. And she picked on me because there was this boy that liked me, but I didn't like him. But the fact that he didn't pay her any attention, it made her mad. So I became a target because I was, one, I didn't have very many friends. I didn't have many friends. Two, I was shy, so I had spoke very few words. So I became a target to her. And it wasn't until those couple friends that I had, they stood up for me. She like verbally attacked me, and she was like behind me, like yelling at me, like just saying all kind of crazy stuff. And she like pushed me. And I remember 3 of my friends turned around and they like was like, what are you doing? Like, she's not even bothering you. Like, why are you messing with her? She don't even like the boy. Like, you can have him. And it was from that point on that I was like, this girl's crazy. But I knew that my friends had my back, and I don't feel like kids feel safe enough to like not gang up, but feel like they can have your back and still be safe. So those people who are your so-called friends end up becoming bystanders. And those bystanders who are supposed to be your friends don't feel safe enough to kind of protect you and stand up for you, so they kind of stand back. And then when it's all done, they text you like, hey, you okay? Is it how it happened?
Yeah, one of my friends at school last year, her friend kept telling like lies to her older sister. They actually got into a fight. He was getting ganged up by a girl who was taller than her, bigger than her, older than her. And all these kids were watching it on Snapchat. The teachers can't really do much about it.
Yeah, once it's out on social media, it's out there. You can't take it back, and you can't make kids take it down. So her so-called friends didn't have her back.
These kids that she knew, I was at an orchestra concert and I saw her there, and I was walking inside about to get my instrument ready, and I saw her and I was like, hey, I heard about the fight. What exactly happened? Because some of my friends were texting me like, yo, did you hear about the fight and whatever? And I was like, yeah, I heard about it, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So my friend sent me a video and I watched it. And I'm like, who's that on the ground? It's like, the girl. And I was like, wow. So when I saw her, I was just like, okay, I'm sorry, what happened? Like, I was trying to comfort her because she said, like, she didn't really cry, but some of her body parts hurt, and then she has asthma, so it was kind of even more troubling for her.
Yeah.
And when I heard that she and the other girls were getting suspended for 5 days. I'm like, why are you getting suspended for something that you didn't even do? And she didn't end up going on the end of the year field trip, but I don't think she got her money back either.
Yeah, so it's almost like she was bullied
For no reason.
and the situation, her getting jumped, she got punished for something that she didn't even initiate. So you're being bullied, and then you're being punished because they put you in a situation where you had to defend yourself. And then your so-called friends didn't even have your back, or they weren't present to get a chance to, have her back.
And the girl who beat her up said that my friend was bullying her. And I know my friend well enough that she is too nice to hurt anyone.
Yeah.
And I remember at the concert, I was talking to her like, hey, since the administrator's in here, do you just want to watch the concert? She said, sure. So before the concert, we heard this group of girls, they were staring at us while I was talking to my friend. And they're just like, and I walked past them, and they were just like, oh my gosh, she is so annoying. Like, I don't remember why I even talked to her. But then 2 minutes later, they're just like, hey, I heard what happened. And I was like, madams,
Yeah.
get your, because people
Fake.
are just so fake.
Just fake. And
Tofurkey.
Yeah.
Tofurkey fake.
Is so basically, we have to. It is our job as parents and teachers to create a space that is safe and open for kids to be able to talk about being bullied. Administrators, teachers, principals, you should be at counselors, have open communication about bullying. I know there's signs posted everywhere like no bullying allowed, no bully zone. Posters don't do anything. Are you talking about bullying? Are you holding rallies for bullying? Are you making kids feel safe, like they can talk about if somebody is bullying them, or if they feel unsafe, or somebody's making them feel bad about themselves? Something that may be so minute to you may be huge to a kid, because again, we don't know what they're going through. They're going through puberty. They're experiencing so many different emotions. You don't know what these kids have going on at home. We have no idea. And so we need to keep our eyes open and our ears open to see what is going on in the environment with these kids. If you're going to serve kids, you're going to have to serve the kids and protect them. Okay, I'm going to get off my soapbox. But anyhow, you get the point. We have to do better. We have to do better. As parents, as educators, we all have to do better, and we have to make the kids feel like they can talk about bullying.
Because I feel like
third key point would be what to do if you're being bullied.
Well, for myself, if I was being bullied, the first thing I would do is talk to a teacher. And if that doesn't work, well, first of all, I would actually talk to you first. And then I would talk to my teacher. But if it keeps getting worse, I go to a counselor. And if it's still not working from that point, I would go to someone higher up.
Yeah. So in a situation with Cece in the 5th grade, she did end up telling me what was going on with the girl and what the girl was doing to her. And I basically told her that sometimes kids are jealous, or they want to be your friend, but they don't really know how to express or just say, hey, I want to be your friend. And she could have been jealous or intimidated because she was the new girl at the school. we had just moved to Atlanta, and that was her first year at the school. And all those kids, they had been to school at the same school since kindergarten. And so she's a new girl. Everybody's like, oh, she's so nice and she's so friendly. She's so pretty. Yeah, whatever. And, the boys are like, oh, she's pretty, but Cece not thinking about the boys. So, the girl may have felt so many different things but didn't really know how to express it. So I told Cece, just talk to the girl and see what's going on. Maybe she just wants to be your friend. This girl go to school the next day and was like, hey, so-and-so, are you jealous of me?
Yeah, we were okay. So this is what happened, really. So I wouldn't even call this bullying. She was like teasing me, making fun of me. It was like low scale bullying. And she would like take things from me. And then one day we were walking in the hallway and I said, do you not like me? And she's like, I don't know, maybe I said, are you jealous of me? Is that why you tease me? And she's like, maybe, but she made it so obvious that she was telling stories because lying is such a strong word. And I said, if you want to be like, and then we end up becoming close friends after that.
Sometimes it's just, talking to the person that's making you feel bad or, hurting your feelings for whatever reason. You may just, if it's like on a lower scale and they're not like physically bullying you or cyberbullying, if it's just low-key verbal bullying, feel strong enough to say, hey, like, what's going on? Like, what did I do to you? Why do you keep messing with me? Again, you may find out that they may just want to be your friend or they may be jealous of you. You just never know. And you don't know what can come out of that situation. Now, if you don't feel comfortable talking to that person about why they're bullying you or why they're making you feel bad or teasing you, please talk to your parent. Even if you don't feel like they will hear you out or you think that they may blow you off or not believe you, whatever the situation may be, your parents want to protect you by any means necessary. So believe me, if you tell your parents that somebody is making you feel bad by saying or doing certain things to you, best to believe something will be done. Either they gonna tell you, go to the school and say so-and-so, or go to the school and do X, Y, and Z. Or I'm gonna go to the school myself and I'm gonna talk to the principal. They gonna say, forget the teacher, forget the counselor, forget the assistant principal. I'm going straight to the principal. Hey, I may even go to the superintendent. I may go to the school board. Depending on the situation, your parent may take it there. And so please talk to your parent. Feel comfortable enough to talk to your parents about what's going on. And if you don't feel comfortable talking to your parent for whatever reason, because we don't know what's going on in everybody's household, so maybe that's not the scenario for you. But if you don't have a parent that you can talk to or confide in, please find someone, some adult, a teacher that you trust, a guidance counselor you trust, a mentor, somebody that something's going on and that you feel bullied. Somebody's making you feel bad about yourself because of what they're saying, what they're doing, what people are putting out on social media about you that is humiliating you. You should not feel that way at all. No one should ever make you feel less than. Do not give them that power. Please confide in somebody that you trust, that will have your back, that will protect you. Once you talk to that person, if nothing is done about it and it's still going on, at that point you go back to your parent and say, hey, it's still happening, they're still bothering me. Then it's your parents' responsibility, or the trusted adult that you confided in. Then it's up to them to go to the school and talk to the teacher and ask for a conference with all parties, teachers, counselors, principal, assistant principal, everybody. I don't care. Everybody. I'm pulling everybody in because that's what I did when Naomi came home on multiple different occasions saying that so-and-so did this to her, so-and-so said that, and you know, she's starting to feel bad about herself? Absolutely not. And no kid in my household gonna feel bad about themselves, and no one will make them feel bad about themselves. Not even me. No one will make my kids feel bad or feel less than. I don't care who it is. Kid, adult, nobody. Nobody has that authority. So, in true mama fashion, Mama Bear, I emailed the teacher, I emailed the assistant principal, I emailed the nurse, I emailed the guidance counselor, the social worker, everybody. I don't play about my kids. And bullying is not something to be played with, especially when it comes to children who are vulnerable, who are going through so much. Especially in this day and age, it's bananas. I would not have want to be a kid in this age with digital media. It's too much. It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure to be perfect, to look a certain way, to be popular, and it's just too much. And so if you aren't up to those standards, people make you feel like you're less than. These are kids. Let these kids live, and everybody should be able to live happy and be free, however you choose. So those are the 3 topics that we wanted to kind of touch on today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed our stories about, you know, people teasing us or bullying us, our experiences, even though they aren't it's not the extreme. Everybody experienced some form of bullying. It's a very wide range. It's a very wide scale. But any form, minute or on a large scale, is important, and because nobody wants to feel less than, no one wants to be embarrassed, no one wants to be humiliated. Nothing is ever too small for you to be able to talk about. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can keep up on our newest videos, and make sure you share. We would love for more people to join our community, for us to talk to. And if there's some topics that you want us to cover, make sure you hit us up on the email. It's at fortheloveofyou2018@gmail.com. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at _fortheloveofyou_. And make sure you comment down below. Until next time.